Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
You can, and I can
Yes.
hear you.
Where did she send it? Maybe to text? Wait, WhatsApp. I bet she sent it to WhatsApp.
Hello.
All right, let him know I'm sending it to him.
Uh-oh.
Did.
Where are you sending it to me? Question mark.
What's coming off now? Desktop audio.
Never mind. Just saw it on WhatsApp. Just out it on, or this is, watch this.
Bitches.
Just sawed it, as in like sawed it in half.
Okay, is there anybody anybody in the chat there? Are they?
Let me look.
I think we're a bit live now.
Skinny Seahorse, Commander Root, Banana Nenin, and they may all be bought. So
maybe.
I take. They're all of them are real. This nonsense of bots.
Skinny Seahorse, Commander Root, Banana Nenin, and they may all be bought.
Oh,
that sounds okay
that
to me.
Came through. Okay.
That was through my phone.
Okay, just double checking. I get a lot of fucking spam. Jesus.
I do too, and it's weird spam. So.
Well, that's because you visit all those porn sites.
All right,
Robin
ready
keeps
to
signing you
roll?
up to mailing
Might
lists.
be.
Ready to roll, kids?
Yeah. Holy shit, we're starting almost on time.
Almost.
Okay, here we go.
Holy shit.
I'm scared.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly?
think we're just getting started. Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to episode 506 of your Overseas Connection podcast. Today is December 16th, 2018, and I am just one of your hosts today, guiding you along this journey in life we call our lovely podcast. On today's show, we have the lovely Phil Olson.
Hello, hello, hello. I identify as he, him. And you can find me on Twitter and everything else at Filthy. Good evening.
Good evening, Phil. Also on the podcast. It's going to be a good show tonight. It's going to be a great show tonight. On the podcast, also spinning the decks, getting us out on time, and crossing fingers without any hiccups, Mr. Robin Tate.
Hey, hello, good evening, and season's greetings. I identify as a small puddle of creosote. I am in Ballymena in Northern Ireland. That is not a obscure Monty Python reference. Mr. Creosote. And I'm here. I've got my feckin' whiskey in hand. It's Sunday evening, and all is well. And I'm calm. And until the chat or the recording says differently, everything seems to be going okay, which is kind of cool.
Don't say that.
I know.
No, I know. It's a kiss of death, isn't it?
We've just jinxed ourselves.
So here we are. It's December, almost Christmas time, and we're podcasting. Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. And last but certainly not least, the devilishly handsome-esque, beautiful Kim Woods.
Hi, everybody. And carrying on with the booze theme, I have Bailey's. So we're all going to be fucking drunk by the time this thing is over. I can see this already. And,
I sadly did.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
well.
I didn't get, nobody sent me the goddamn memo.
Right?
That's okay. Yeah. There was a memo, apparently. Well, hey, thank you for joining us, Kim. Thank you to everybody listening, either live or via Memorex. We appreciate your time, taking a little bit of time to listen in on our weekly podcast. That's right. It is a weekly podcast every Sunday, 9 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. on the most important territory called the West Coast, 4 p.m. on the East Coast, 3 p.m. on someplace called Central Time Zone, which nobody really cares about. And you can catch us twitch.tv/OC podcast, mixer.com/OC podcast, and newly refreshed and redesigned youtube.com/OC podcast. We're there every Sunday.
God damn it. Are you going out there again? Yeah. Because people are sick. People are ill, and I have to drive the engine here and do things, Judith. It's a thing I do for mankind, which is better than ever.
Robin?
Yes?
You're live.
Yeah, I know. Judith's not listening.
Oh, shit.
No change there, then.
Never mind. I thought that was... see, we can't see Robin right now. Robin is hidden to us. He's only viewable to the listeners. So I thought that was just a real life scenario of Robin was suddenly given Judith the business. But I've met Judith and I've met Robin in real life. I know how that interaction happens. This really wouldn't be true. Robin would never talk to her that way.
No.
Well, he might.
Once.
But you would pay for it. Yes.
Yeah.
And we'd never hear from Robin again.
For those that are watching tonight, there's a little sign, because I can get away with putting this sign up right now. So, yeah, enjoy. It's lovely complimentary sign to you, Greg.
Oh, dear God. Oh, why do I feel like I should be calling you a twunt right now?
Oh, twunt. Twunt.
Yes.
Twunt. Yes.
Allow me just to pull up Twitch on my phone. Anyway, all right. Let's move forward. Let's wish somebody very special in our lives a happy birthday. Hey, Charlie Bop, happy birthday to you. Apparently, he turned 21 today. This is news to me, but the kid just aged Totally fast.
Dear. Charlie, 13 years old. Yes. As I said on Facebook today, we don't have to worry about him acting like a teenager now because he's been acting like one for about a year. Charlie's 13. And he is a nerd. And his birthday gift was a new desk for his setup. So he wanted a new big desk. And
all right.
He's got his multiple screen. He doesn't know it yet, but he's getting a third screen for Christmas. So he'll have the third screen. So he'll have his like daddy set up and Joshua set up. So yeah. So he wanted to go karting. So we went karting last night. There was 7 of us, a couple of his friends and a couple of us and Joshua. And the old man still has got it. In fact, I have been going to this karting place for years, since it opened 10, 12 years ago. And we go 4 or 5 times a year. And they have this board, the top times of all time. Yeah? And you get your name up on it. If you break in, there's about 10, top 10. I am now in the top 10 of all time. I've been trying for so long to get onto that list, and I'm on it now. Fame. I've got a photograph if you want to see it. Anyway,
I question the legitimacy of this karting place. One, knowing where you live, there's like 10 people that go to this place.
No, it's busy. No. There was 50 had been 50 sessions before our session on Saturday alone. So.
What? Yeah, 40 of them are yours.
Anyway, let me have this. Judith wasn't impressed either. She wasn't impressed at all. It's funny. I mean, a few months ago, Joshua, we went to one of the races and he beat me. He beat my time. And I thought, that's it. You know, Joshua's now, he's taken over as Isle Man. That's it. And I'm now, going backwards and starting to go slower. But I've doubled down. I've got it. So anyway,
nice.
so today.
No. Let's talk about karting real quick because
yeah.
I'm gonna go back to this is bring back memories now. Man, karting. If you haven't gone karting, I highly encourage it. It is a blast.
Mm-hmm.
It is
hard on the arms.
It is an adrenaline rush because I mean, let's face it, you don't get to even in these little carts because they're open wheel, they're open air. You feel the speed so much more so than you do, even in your day-to-day driving.
Yeah.
I will say this though, wrecks in carts are actually pretty damn jolting. I was a little caught off guard at how much that. So I was going into a corner. It was an S corner. I had to. I was, kind of feeling it. It was going through, and I lost traction, spun out. The cart behind me just broadsided me.
Ooh.
And I can just say right now, I walked away from that being like, okay, yeah, I'm going to feel that in the morning. My back got nice and tweaked.
Yeah, too right. I get it on my muscles, especially my right arm, because this is all mostly right turns. Now, this is an indoor track, and it's very, very short. I mean, a lap. My time last night was 16.62 seconds for a lap. It's extreme. It's multiple 2 levels. It's up a level. It's very, very quick, very, very tight. So we go for 4 or 5 minute sessions, and you're exhausted after pretty much those 4. The third, yeah.
Right.
So it's very, very quick, very, very fast, and it had to be very, very smooth and precise. I mean, literally, when I say it's my fastest time ever, my time before this was just outside the slowest time on this list is 16.8. My fastest time before yesterday was 16.9 seconds. So I've literally taken less than 2/10 of it. So that's how precise it is. Anyway, good fun. Good. I love karting. Love it. It's good fun. Good fun with a good crowd. So
yes,
we'll
absolutely.
Again. And then so today he chose lunch. And today he
wait. Oh, yes, we're still on Charlie's birthday.
Yeah. Sorry, he wanted to have Indian.
Indian for his birthday.
Lunch,
Indian
for lunch. So we were having jalfrezi and tikka masala and naans and pilau rice and bhajis for lunch on a Sunday. What happened to the roast chicken? So I'm quite sure
to pizza.
I'm quite sure I'm garlicked up right now, and it was tasty, but very strange on a Sunday.
He's a closet Brummie. We have curry. We have curry for breakfast.
You do. Birmingham is probably the curry capital of the UK. You're into your Balties in a big way.
I can't even think of the last time I had something with curry in it. I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah, I love a good curry.
Yeah.
About 3 days ago for me.
Live curry. Mmm.
No.
Sarah wants to go for some vegetable samosas. And Phil's not sure. He just has to check and see if there's any vegetables were harmed in making them. If the vegetables
What the
died of
hell's
their
a
own
vegetable
natural,
samosa?
if they died of their own natural causes, you know. So
No,
I mean, I've
fully
heard of
support
mimosas.
murdering of vegetables.
I've heard of mimosas, which I'm all down for a mimosa, but I've never heard of a samosa. And it certainly doesn't sound like a mimosa.
A samosa is like a phyllo pastry triangle parcel with usually lamb or chicken in, but you can have vegetable ones as well. Very nice.
I'm going to take my mimosa over the samosa. Just saying.
Samosas for the win.
Mimosa for the win.
So he's 13, and that's it. Well, we've done that.
All
So
right.
happy birthday, Charlie. Happy birthday to my little man.
Play him a jingle.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Happy birthday to you.
That's not for that.
All right, let's dive into some story time.
Oh, that one.
Everyone here loves story time, our favorite time of the day.
There you go.
Thank you for that, Robin. You've been Johnny on the spot with the sound clips. Perfect.
Yeah.
No delays at all. Hey, I want to talk story time. I'm going to take up all of the story time.
Okay.
Because it actually involves a certain individual outside of me on this podcast right now. So my Chargers played Kim's Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday night. Big football game. Got lots of attention on the national spotlight. Mostly, though, all directed at the Chiefs and how great they were and how Patrick Mahomes is the second coming of Christ. And it was all this goodness towards the Chiefs. And they're like, well, maybe the Chargers might be able to compete, but probably not. The Chiefs are just too much. They're too much. Well, you know what happened? My Chargers came in and put the beat down. Well, they didn't put a beat down. It was actually a really close game. Came all the way down. Honestly, the Chiefs were leading by 14 points with like 4.5 minutes left. I mean, it was done. It was done. And somehow, some way, my Chargers came through, scored a touchdown with basically 3.5 minutes left, kicked the ball back to the Chiefs, absolutely stuffed the Chiefs without letting them. Yeah. Didn't let the Chiefs go anywhere. The Chiefs kicked the ball back to my Chargers, and the Chargers drove the field with 4 seconds left. They not only got the basically the touchdown that would have tied the game, but they decided instead of kicking just the one extra point, they go for 2 points for the win, which if they don't convert that 2-point conversion, they lose the game. It's over. So it was either win or go home, and they won. And I was just like dumbfoundedly shocked at the end of that game. I could not believe they pulled it out. It was a great win, and
Jeez.
I am
It's 28-21 on the fourth quarter. Wow.
Yep,
Yeah, they had it won.
Got it right there.
We're just watching the highlights now. Wow. Very good.
Yeah,
well done. Enjoy the glory.
Fantastic. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Glory until next week when they lose or something. But yeah, at least for the night, I got to send Kim all kinds of messages on Twitter and our WhatsApp groups. And yeah. Also, Gary DeFelice's Broncos lost to the Browns. That is like insult to injury.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes.
That really is awful, isn't it? Isn't that awful?
To the Browns.
What a shame.
Oh, shame.
Phil is just like, I have no idea what they're talking about, but I would just play
No,
along.
I do. Tighten up.
Oh, that's right. You're a Titans fan. That's true. Yeah, you lost to me as well.
Again.
Well,
Last minute,
I haven't looked at what the Cardinals did, but I'm sure they lost.
They played today, actually, and yeah, I think they lost like 20-7. It was not pretty, probably.
Oh dear. I didn't.
Ouch.
Oh well. Well.
Next year for you, Robin.
Yeah, it's a building year. So bringing these new team members along, and we'll get there again. We'll be at the top again. Have you ever seen our stadium? Holy crap! It's the best stadium in the world.
It's an awesome stadium.
Mm-hmm.
It is an awesome stadium. I would love to go to a game.
Actually.
I'm sorry.
I love the Buccaneers Stadium. with the pirate ship.
Well, that's just like Disneyland. That's just straight up
Yeah.
Disneyland. Yeah.
Well,
all right.
congratulations. I'm sorry, Kim.
Enough of the football. Yes.
It's all right.
Wait, hold on. Wait, one moment. Kim,
Uh-huh.
suck it. Now we can move on. Dear.
Yeah. Live it up.
All right, Kim, let's talk about what you've been doing outside of watching your team lose. Looks like you have some.
They've
Christmas
lost 3
going.
games the whole entire year. You know what? That ain't bad for the Chiefs because we've all been there when they were way fucking worse. So
Yes.
I'm cool.
No. We're all enjoying well, you and I are enjoying a very good NFL season.
Exactly. So
all
anyway,
right.
Enough of that. Tony had his first big school Christmas program Thursday, and it was nice. I mean, it was long, even though they only did like 4 grades, but it was still long. He did well.
Hold on. When we're talking Christmas program, was he singing? Was he? What was his role within the Christmas program?
The little ones just did singing, so I got some video of it, but I still went through it yet to see if it's actually any good. But he did well. He was cute, and he had to fight the urge of standing there on the little podium thing. He kept trying to wave at us. It was hilarious. Little fart. So we did that, and yesterday I managed to decorate our Christmas tree finally after having it out of the box for like a week. And the cats have not knocked it down yet, so that's a win.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Have the cats knocked the tree down previously?
Well, yeah, they knocked it down once before, but since I've got it decorated, they've left it alone. So fingers crossed.
All right.
That's also why I waited so long to put it back up. So.
I just gone to YouTube there and cats and Christmas trees, and I'm playing some video of now cats and Christmas trees.
Yes.
Yep.
There seems to be hundreds and hundreds of them. So
Yep.
Cats seem to have a thing about them,
Oh yeah, they do. It's ridiculous. They're assholes. So.
Well,
my cat really doesn't care about our tree at
Wow.
all. It just ignores it.
Wish mine would.
We used to have the biggest problem with our cats in the Christmas tree because we used to use the tinsel, the actual little foil tinsel. Subsequently, apparently they've outlawed that because who knew it was a choking hazard.
Yep.
But our cats would eat that crap and choke on it, and then we would get cat puke sitting behind the sofa, and it would have tinsel wrapped up in it, which is always lovely.
Yep.
But that was what drove the cats nuts, and they would attack the tree because of the tinsel.
I read a story about one of the supermarkets here in the UK, Phil, banning glitter now from a lot of their products, the Christmas glitter, because it's minute plastic which gets into the oceans, which kills like the dudes and the turtles and stuff and fish.
The dudes.
Yeah.
It kills the dudes and the turtles. And the fish.
I hate it when it kills the dudes.
Dudes, yeah. The dude abides, but doesn't like
I actually
tinsel.
probably wouldn't mind it if it actually killed the dudes.
So Christmas tree quantities. We have 4, 3 in, 1 out. So I mean, it's crazy.
I just have one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All you need is one.
Keeping up with the Tates again. Here we go.
So the Christmas trees that are there, there is now today 1 present has appeared under our tree today.
Oh.
Wow.
Did you and or a elf plant that tree, that present, or is this coming from somebody unknown to you?
Some people would say the difference between me and elf would be hard to work out. So
yes, I would agree with that.
Let's say that Robin Elf put a little present for Judith underneath the tree today, but just as nice.
Aww.
In a wee bag, wee pudding bag. So that's nice, Christmas pudding bag.
And she's seen it. This is so really what's happened here is you're torturing Judith.
Yes. She says, "Well, Judith, what am I? We're doing the Christmas list, ticking off." What's Corey getting? What's Taylor getting? What's Joshua getting? What's Charlie getting? What's Glenn getting? What's the other one's called? Oh yeah, Jasmine. What's Jasmine getting?
Numbers, Robin. You need numbers.
And I said, I'm going, okay. And what's Judith? Oh, and I said, well, what about Robin? Oh, Robin got a car. So yeah, looks like I have to play down my Christmas. I'm not getting anything.
You did get a car. I mean,
yeah.
It's kind of a cool Christmas.
I went through MOT this week, Phil. Very happy. And now I've got my personalised registration plate. I've got the documents for it. And I just have to order the plates to get it on now. So, woohoo. So I'm getting a.
Now, what does the plate say?
It'll say RT.
Tosser.
It'll say RT at the top. Yeah, pretty much RT at the top.
Twunt.
Which for my initials, and underneath it will be RT at the top, O2 for the two boys, and then JLT for Judith's initials. So RT over O2 JLT. RT O2 JLT.
Oh, that's right. You guys do the numbers like you have multiple levels of numbers.
No, on the back of the Jeep it's a square plate. So I'll be able to put two levels. At the front it'll just be a line, but at the back it'll be RT above and O2 JLT.
This makes no sense to me.
I know, you'll see the photographs eventually, so it doesn't matter.
Yes, I will need the photographs because in the U.S. all of our license plates are the same. Basically, it is you have one row.
Yeah. It's most of them here.
It's up to 7 characters.
But most of them, like on the back of some Jeeps, they have square plates. So it's some of them. So anyway,
you'll see photos of it, Greg. You know, sort of OJ Simpson style.
Oh yeah, and the gloves and everything. I've got the gloves.
I would actually be down for that because then I could like go on talk to people like, I knew the man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, nobody ever saw this coming.
Did, damn it.
Anyway, actually, no, we all saw it coming. Robin was bound to go crazy any day now. Phil.
Yes.
What have you been up to?
I've been in Cardiff this week, which is the capital of Wales.
Oh, it's where Doctor Who is.
My dear homeland. And went there for the weekend with Lisa and my parents. Do a bit of shopping. Went to saw Aquaman, which was superb. Really enjoyed it.
Let's talk about that.
I was very pleasantly surprised. Really good fun. And what's his name? Jason Momoa. Was absolutely superb.
Is it not
He's kind of perfect for that role.
Is it not Bobby Ewing?
He is.
Say it again?
Bobby Ewing. Is it not him that does Aquaman?
That's Patrick Duffy.
Oh, Patrick Duffy.
Bobby Ewing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That's
that was the man from Atlantis. Yeah.
Is it not the same thing?
No. The guy playing Aquaman right now, though, is the same guy from Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What? There's Aquaman is in Game of Thrones? I missed that character.
Yes. You did. Totally did.
Oh.
By the way, outside of Aquaman, can we talk about the most important thing to talk about, actually?
No, hold on. We're not finished with Aquaman. Hold on. No. Is he a Marvel character?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No,
DC.
DC.
All right, okay. Thank you.
This is actually a good DC movie. I haven't seen Wonder Woman, so that's supposed to be very good.
Part of me thinks Robin's taking the piss out of us, but then there's a small part of me that's starting to realize maybe Robin really doesn't know who Aquaman is.
I don't know who Aquaman is. It sounds like a breath freshener.
Oh, Aquaman, for the
record.
Well,
Aquaman, for the longest time, was the absolute worst superhero in outside of the stupid Wonder Twins, because they were the dumb ones that the cartoon created. But of the Justice League superheroes, Aquaman was just like the shittiest one because he could talk to fucking fish, and that was about it.
Seriously,
and everybody thought,
Greg, you have to remember, in the UK, when Phil and I were growing up, sorry, Phil, to date you a bit, we didn't get much. We got the old Spider-Man cartoons, but we didn't.
We got mainly Marvel.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot of stuff. We didn't have 1,000 channels. When Phil and I were kids, we had 3 channels.
Okay, now you're just bringing up another quick memory.
I only had 3 channels, and I knew who the hell Aquaman was.
Yeah.
So
I literally.
But
no. So speaking of the limited channels you guys had growing up, I just got done watching European Vacation, where they're sitting in the hotel in the UK and watching cheese channels. Just cheese, more cheese, and more cheese.
That's still the case now.
Yeah. That by the way, that portrait of the UK did you guys no favors.
Hey, look, Greg, I remember when Channel 4 came on. It came on at 4 o'clock.
5 was it?
4 o'clock in the afternoon, and everybody gathered round the TV to see this new channel switch on. And a quiz game that is still going to this day called Countdown was the first ever program on it. It was sensational. They had an advert for sanitary towels, the first ever one in the UK. It was amazing. Channel 4. I remember going to bed when the Queen, the God Save the Queen came on, and the screen went down to the sexy test card. I mean, that was it.
Yeah, and the only thing on in the morning until about 8 o'clock was Open University, educational programs.
Oh yeah, flip me. And then when we got sort of satellite TV, it sort of went off and it was crappy stuff unless you paid for it all. So we watched German porn channels until it got scrambled. So you seen like RTL for 30 seconds and then it scrambled and then you tuned it in a wee bit because you had to tune the old satellite things in.
Phil we had that for the longest time. Oh yeah.
German porn, folks.
You used to squint at
Get
the
that
squiggles.
squiggly line and be cutting everything off.
Yeah. You see if you can tune it in. Yep, that was it. We're old.
Yep.
That's it.
And I'm the pervert in the bunch. Go figure.
No, definitely. No, sorry. No.
All right, but so what I was trying to say, outside of Aquaman, Phil, I'm glad that you got to see that, and even more happy to hear that it actually was a good movie because let's face it, DC comic book hero movies haven't been stellar for a while.
Yeah, I think the big difference is that with the Batman and the Superman films, they're very down and they're depressing. This one has taken a sort of almost Marvel look and said, "Sod it, let's just go tongue in cheek, let's go cheesy, have a laugh and make it just as wild as possible." So, no, it's good.
Yeah, and you know what? I apologize. I should just take a step back. Wonder Woman actually is a very good superhero movie as well. And I think what makes Wonder Woman and probably Aquaman even better than all of the Batmans and the Supermans we've been seeing in the recent history is that we don't know their stories that well. So we're learning a new character, whereas, good God, I don't need to see another Batman reboot. Please, please, please do not do that ever again. I don't need another Superman reboot. I like the fact that they're opening up the book and saying, hey, let's pick some different superheroes to portray. And speaking of different superheroes to portray, while yes, it's been done to death in a lot of different ways, I am stoked for Godzilla King of Monsters.
Yes.
Holy crap,
Yep.
that looks amazing. And if you have not seen the latest trailer, by all means, go to YouTube, Robin. Go to YouTube.
I have a guilty pleasure with the Godzilla movies, and there's certain films that I put on lots and lots. I will sometimes stick one in my ear going to bed and listen to it and probably fall asleep within 5 minutes. But Matthew Broderick in that Godzilla movie, I know it has so many holes and it's so slow and dire and terrible. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. So
no, I'm with you.
The one with the last one there with Breaking Bad guy was such a disappointment.
No, to me that was great.
It was.
It could have been better.
That one
could have been better.
I wanted more.
I think there's always room. The Godzilla that they killed Godzilla and Matthew Broderick, that Godzilla movie, I was okay with. It's a good movie for certain aspects of it. But it wasn't in tune with Godzilla, for lack of a better way to put it. And so I love the reboot that they've done because they're kind of taking basically the old Godzilla movies and they're modernizing them, and they're taking the really bad, cheesy 60s, 70s, I think it was 60s, 70s when they made them. I could be wrong. Godzilla movies, and they're putting this really good polish. I remember watching Godzilla King of Monsters, the old version, and half those half those monsters I was looking at, Mothra. I hated Mothra. Fucking one of the dumbest monsters ever. The stupid worm phase, and then it blossomed into the moth, and I was just like, just fry that thing. But in the new version, Mothra looks pretty awesome. I'm really, really stoked for this. I cannot wait, and I think anybody who loves Godzilla would be excited for this. Robin, I think you are going to find that this is going to exceed all your expectations.
Oh, okay. Is Godzuki in it?
I hope so. I hope Godzuki's in it. Although, let's face it, the dumb ring of smoke that he would puff out One, I think it was like a tribute to like the 1960s pop movement. I could be wrong, but it was just like just this big wafting ring of smoke coming out of it, and it was supposed to be, I guess, his radiation powers, but it just looked like he was smoking a doobie and blown out rings of smoke.
Goodness, is it like every movie now you go, oh, he was in Game of Thrones? Because I see
Littlefinger.
Old Lannister is in this new Godzilla movie.
I see Littlefinger everywhere. I don't even know what the guy's name is, but I see him everywhere. Just Littlefinger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. It looks good.
Want to break.
Okay, fair enough. Good stuff.
All
Excellent. Right. Excellent.
I think we can move on to some games.
Well, I have been buying lots of original vinyl again.
We know this, Robin. We know this. We've talked about this. You have an addiction
I know, but it's
problem.
brilliant. It's lovely. The vinyl's class. I mean, I'm sitting reading a book today, listening to Fleetwood Mac Rumours again, and I bought War of the Worlds again, and I bought what do you call her that killed herself? Drugs, them from England.
Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse, Back to Black, which is fantastic. And
funny thing about vinyl, it's actually not good audio quality, but
it's the warmth,
the sound of it,
the crackle,
the sound of it. I think it pulls at your memories, your nostalgia factor immensely. And there is something kind of warm about it, for lack of a better word, but warm.
And there's something lovely about listening to a whole album rather than an individual song.
And it's the tactile feel as well. It's the fact of picking up an album and actually having it in your hands and looking at the notes, reading the notes, and the artwork and everything else. It's something that certainly you're lost with CDs, and you definitely lost with downloads.
Because that War of the Worlds, there was a big brochure, like a magazine inside it with loads of artwork in it, and I remember studying that as a kid. Every minute detail, like the bit where the artillery guy was going to build the tunnels under the ground, and there's this imagine his dream of it was a double page spread of the city under the ground with the little cricket field and everything, and it was just like a Ursha or what do you call him, the artist Usher.
Usher.
It looks like a painting like that, and just going through that and the detail, and there's just something lovely about it. Lovely. But it's like everything coming back round again. So when you're talking about Batman and stuff like that, don't need a reboot. So when everything comes back into fashion, like the vinyl and those bits and pieces, do you think that the original Batman from the 60s and early 70s may come back into style again in 30 years' time? It'll come back round.
No. It never went out of style.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bat Dance.
The Bat Dance, yes. Okay, I'll give you the Bat Dance, Phil. I'll give you the.
Okay.
But the out of shape Adam West running around in basically oversized underoos, I don't need to see that ever again.
Okay.
No, not outside of this podcast anymore.
Exactly. I was just going to say, the one sound, Robin, that will really bring back the memories is the first time you scratch one of your records.
God.
Yeah. That's a sound. That is a sound that just, you cringe at it and you instantly are like checking the vinyl. You're looking to make sure you didn't make a scratch mark.
It's not cheap, let me tell you. No, and they're always big, thick vinyl records now. Like, was it 500 milligrams or whatever they call it now? Or it's like double the thickness of what I remember them. But I mean that War of the Worlds album was like 25 quid. So yeah, but they're getting me again all these years later. Anyway, okay, so we shall do this.
Today I feel like playing computer games. Today I feel like playing computer games.
All right, so we're going to talk about some games. I know we've already rattled off through the monthly freebies before. Probably worth noting a few of the freebies that are going to be going away or have already gone away. And that's probably the better way to put it. So, Kim, why don't we just on the ones that are disappearing and who are reappearing? And this just applies to Xbox because PlayStation, they're going to be all there for the whole month.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the Twitch Prime games, but there are 2 or 3, I think, that are disappearing, and then new ones reappearing. So why don't we go through those real fast?
Alrighty, for the Xbox One, still around is Cube 2. You'll have that till the end of the month. Never Alone is officially gone. It was last day was yesterday. I don't know. You might be able to actually pick it up today because I have noticed that
Actually, Never Alone is officially here.
Oh, here. Yes, sorry. My bad. Race the Sun is the one that is gone, but actually you may still be able to pick it up because I've noticed sometimes a day or two, even after they're supposed to be gone, you might still be able to download them. For the 360, which is also backwards compatible, Dragon Age 2 is gone. But like I said, you might still be able to pick it up. And then Mercenaries Playground of Destruction is available now to the end of the month. So there you have it.
All right. There you go. Get them if you want them.
That's right.
All right, let's talk about some games that we've been playing. Let's start with Robin.
Okay, cool. Excellent.
Good.
Well, I've been having a bit of an art house sort of week. It's been a bit odd. And there's been some really, really cool stuff. Play, there you go. And I'm just going to transition to that. Okay, now I can talk. So, yeah. So there's this sort of kind of thing about not wanting to spend any money on more games because I've got Red Dead Redemption and so many other big things sitting there that I haven't played. But some of those tempting things in Game Pass and other places that are free-ish have got me. So the first thing I played was a game called Fee, which I was quite excited for about a year ago when it was announced at all of the shows. And Fee is art house, okay? So it's Journey, it is a platformer, it is weird and wonderful.
It reminds me a lot of Ori, just without all of the color.
Yeah, but it's nothing like Ori, where Ori is precise jumping.
Okay.
Yeah, where this is more sort of open worldy. There is no general handhold. There's no instructions hardly whatsoever with it, and it doesn't really tell you where to go. It is quite lovely in its own way. There are some really nice little features where you commune. Phil will love this. You commune with animals. You don't kill them, and you sort of sing to the animals, and they sing back, and you become friends, and they give you some extra powers or skills so you can ride on the back of one with its permission, Phil, doing no harm. And there'll be other little raccoons. You get them all to sing together and bits and pieces. And then there's these big unknown baddies that walk around, which will try and come at you and kill you. And they must be attacking something in the forest. It is quite odd. When you sing to them, you sort of shriek a bit. You tune it in as if you're tuning in a stereo or an old wireless radio. So you have to tune into their song. And you're just going, what the hell are you playing there? It sounds like something squealing. And it kind of was. But, yeah, I don't know if it's too art house for me.
Are you struggling with it?
Well, I played it for about an hour or so and got a few things, but there is a distinct lack of direction. I do like my platformers more and more and more. I'm sort of recognizing that smaller game, so I will go back to this. But then I spotted.
Well, before you go into this,
Fee. Okay, so it's free with something. What was it free with? It was in the EA store. EA store.
EA Vault. Yeah, the Vault.
The Vault. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and should be noted. Sarah RCGC was pointing out that there are PlayStation Plus sales going on right now. I think Xbox also has sales going on. So I'm sure Steam has sales going on for the holidays. So I know we really didn't cover any of that, but absolutely there are deals to be had right now if you're looking to pick up some games on the cheap heading into Christmas. All of the big manufacturers, I'm sure Nintendo doing the same thing. They have opportunities for you to buy games to go along with the consoles that they're hoping you're buying right now.
It's weird. Right, there's all these services, and this is the way things are going. There's almost no need to buy new games, unless they're big titles now, because there's just so many. Even if you're, I want something new, just go into Game Pass or go into some of these other things, and there's such good stuff there. So it's odd. Yeah. Odd. So that's that.
Well, let's transition and talk about the other game you've been playing, Robin.
Yeah, because you've been playing as well. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. So Below.
So Below has been in a development hell for a long, long time. It was originally announced at E3 2013, I believe.
Yeah, it was with the announcement of the Xbox One.
Yeah.
It was out there from the get-go, and it has been just like, in behind the scenes. I know Cappy Games, the people that made the game, they actually have made and actually distributed, I think, 2 additional games already since Below came forward. So I mean, they this game, I think for a long time people thought was never going to see the light of day.
Yeah. Okay, so what is it? It's a top-down sort of 2-ish sort of top-down adventure game with rogue-like things or parts to it. So
it is 100% a roguelike. This is you die in this game. It is permanent death. I found that out just before we got on this podcast. I hadn't died
the
yet.
First time, yeah. What? The spiky thing get you?
You die. Yeah, absolutely. Fucking spiky thing. I'm like, what is this? I'm all, is it? And then it like killed me. And then the game resets and it says another traveler has reached the island, and then you take over a new character. So I'm assuming, and Robin, maybe you've already experienced this, but you'll be able to find your body somewhere in the caves if you can find it.
So again, there is no hand holding here whatsoever.
Yes.
No hand holding. Okay, so no instructions. You get there. There is a menu which you work out. So you have to eat. You have to drink. Because your health will go down. And it's very, the audio in it is lovely, and it'll give you audio cues. I think some of the audio cues are when you're in new areas and you're progressing the correct way. The first thing, did you get the lamp yet?
Yes.
Okay, so
I got the lamp.
So the lamp is very key. I've lost my lamp at the moment. I died. So the first time I died, just to describe, you're a little warrior in this, and the character is tiny, titchy. Yeah, but it's still very, very pretty. But just for effect and the scope and the size of the thing, and a lot of and the game itself is very, very dark. It's very.
It reminds me. Sorry, we'll take a quick. So in terms of people trying to understand the visuals, obviously we have it up on screen, but for those that are listening, it reminds me actually of how like a very polished looking old school Zelda, in that. You're looking almost directly down. It has a slight angle to it, but you're really over the top, looking down on your character, traversing along, this land. And there is dimension to it.
Yeah.
And there's the graphical touches in this game are pretty amazing. Like the grass, as you walk through the grass, parts ways, and then it folds back again as you go behind it. If you take your sword and you swipe along the grass, it'll actually cut the grass.
Yep.
And leaves the grass cut. So all of these little mechanics, nice little touches.
You can chop up a little fox. You can chop it to death and turn him into a steak. Oh, Phil's eyebrows. Yes.
Well.
Phil, in fairness, you can also find turnips and eat vegetarian.
You can actually, yes. But you have to pull the turnips.
You do have to pull the turnips.
So early in the game, you find the lamp. I go down, and you go into the caverns. I love it. The whole thing is very dark. So, and you pick up, when you kill a creature, you pick up a little crystal. You can drop the crystals on the ground, and that also sort of lights them up as well. It sort of gives you light in the area. You have torches which burn down, and you have to
drop the crystals.
Down on the D-pad, you drop a crystal.
Okay.
And it glows while you're there. It stays lit as a lamp. And then you have torches which burn out, and you have to craft new torches.
Right.
And there's lots of crafting, but I haven't quite. So you throw things. There's 3 slots, and if you can make something, you can make it, and if not, you can't.
But water, a turnip, or 2 turnips and water. I made soup.
Oh, there you go. I haven't done that yet. I've just been eating raw. Yeah. Okay, no processed food for me. But when you get your lamp, you can also fire the lamp not just in a sort of general surround. You can fire it in a beam by pressing the left bumper, and I think the lamp will also highlight different murals and stuff like that, which unlocks doors and does stuff like that.
Yeah, You can use it to when you first find the lamp. In fact, I think it will actually open up a cave door that you can go through. So,
so I've been playing it, Greg, and going, okay, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I just do the same thing.
I don't get it, but I like it. I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of got it. And I'm at a real point now where I'm frustrated because I don't know what to do. I've lost my lamp, and I need to find my lamp again. And the map is a little bit confusing to me. I haven't got my head quite round the map yet because it sort of shows you the directions to go, and there's a red dot flashing where my body is, the person that I was before, but I've went back there and I can't find my lamp. So I'm wandering around loosely at the moment. And then again, because it's not infinite food, I've died a few times because I have run out of resources, and because I wanted to move on to different areas. So yes, it is. Will it? I mean, I've already unlocked something like 300 or 400 achievements with it just by finding the lamp, doing the first thing, going and finding my lamp, and with the second character.
I think I unlocked 100 gamer score when I died. Yeah.
So that would kind of tell me that the game isn't very, very long, because if it's 1,000 gamer score,
like it could be,
but it feels like it could be. So
yeah,
I don't know. It is beautiful. It is different, and it has me enthralled. So
yeah, I typically don't get on with games like this. I really don't. I do not like Dark Souls, which is a game that doesn't hold your hand. It's permadeath. And I would say this. I think Dark Souls actually holds your hand a little bit more than this game does. This game, literally, you just land on the island and it's like,
go.
Okay. And nothing in terms of the tutorial stuff or the prompts. They're very subtle or very basic. You know, it'll tell you to hit a button by flashing up on the screen, like left bumper. And that was basically just to show you that you could direct the lamp. But nothing tells you how to craft other than, you know, you kind of stumble your way into it. You get to a fire, and that opens up the crafting menu. And apparently when you collect enough of those stupid little shard things, that opens up the menu that you can basically transform your fire into a forge.
Oh, okay.
And that will allow you to then craft weapon stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so these are little things you just stumble into. But
so this sounds like a chore, okay? But because you think all this crafting, and I'm not a crafting-y person, but it's fun. It is. This is or fun. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's adventuring into the unknown.
It's
unique.
It is absolutely adventuring, for sure.
So it's sort of there's bits of Diablo here, Kim and Phil, in the combat sort of thing, and then and the look of it. So if you think of a Diablo but smaller, there's bits of SteamWorld Dig in it, which is also sort of roguelike as well. In that you're instead of digging, you're walking, but you're still going into these caverns that you don't know what's there. So it's got me. And the thing about it is, it's straight to Game Pass.
Yeah.
Which is always nice.
Launched on Game Pass. I believe it's also out on Steam. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, Steam and Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say also for those that start to play the game, you're going to do, like what I did was I started just pushing buttons to try and figure out what different buttons did, because there's no controller guide to tell you what the buttons do. And so you're just pushing buttons to figure things out. Y is your inventory button. I think B is the switch your weapons.
Oh, X.
Is it X? Either way, that frustrated me because I kept arming back up my bow and arrow and firing off a stupid arrow by accident.
Now, what is the arrows for? I don't know. I mean, it's my knives with my
weapon of
choice. I got a spear.
But I only had 4.
Yeah.
I only had 4. I shot them all off. And you can't recover arrows. So eventually, I'm sure you'll be able to craft them. But yeah, so
yeah, very good, very interesting. So if you've got an Xbox or PC person and you have Game Pass, there you go. It's there for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe also on the Xbox version, I believe below is Play Anywhere. So I believe you can play this on PC. So
excellent.
that would be another little kind of bonus. Because I know originally people were like, oh, this is coming out on Steam, they're going to drop the Play Anywhere, but they didn't, from my understanding. So you'll be able to play. So it's on Windows as well. I mean, the Windows Store. So anyway, all right.
So that's it.
Anything else, Rob?
No, that's it. I did three. Funny, I quickly downloaded Thomas Was Alone again because I'm trying to remember where I played it. I'm not sure if I played it on. I may have actually played it on a Vita. I think I might have played Thomas Alone on a Vita. So, and I remember how wonderful an experience that was. It wasn't a very long game.
Everybody loves that game. I have no desire to play that game.
It's lovely.
I don't know.
The narration is very good, and the audio quality.
It's the narrator.
The man's voice is like Phil's. It's very, very listenable. So
okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking of Phil, I suppose maybe we can listen to him talk to us some more. Phil, let's talk about what you've been playing.
Well, I'll start by saying I can't believe how good Game Pass is getting. Aside from Red Dead, at the moment I cannot see any reason to buy any new games. Hellblade, what's it's coming out today? What's it called?
Wow.
Hellblade Sensu Sacrifice.
Hellblade Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Senua's Sacrifice. That's out today on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got Ori and the Blind Forest on the 20th. And at the beginning of the month, 2 games have come out, one of which could be my game of the year. Just saying. But the first one is Strange Brigade.
All right, before you go into that, Phil, just to kind of accentuate what you're talking about, as I'm looking at our playlist of what we've been playing, what we're going to talk about on today's podcast, of all the games that we're talking about, there are only 2 on the list from all of us that are not on Game Pass.
Wow.
That says something to me. So anyway, continue on, Phil. Strange Brigade. Let's talk about Strange Brigade.
Strange Brigade. I've wanted to play this ever since I saw it at EGX last year. And it's been a full price game for quite a while, so it's £50. And I thought, well, I don't know if I want to spend £50 on it. All of a sudden, it's announced that it's going to be on Game Pass, and it could be, given some time with the community, it could be the next Left 4 Dead as far as the community is concerned.
I wanted to play this last Wednesday, but it didn't work out. So this Wednesday, definitely.
Yeah, so as single player, just on your own, it's okay. It's good fun. There's hordes of various things coming to you. It's basically set in.
It reminds me of Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's 4 characters. There's 4 characters you can choose from. The character you're looking at now is a Yorkshire lass, and that's who I've been playing as. Who's an engineer, and you basically go around tombs, solving puzzles, fighting hordes of zombies and skeletons and giant scorpions. There's various traps you can set off to capture them. It feels like it should be played with 4 players co-op. I think that's how it's been designed. You can play it quite easily single player, but I think the community, that sort of co-op vibe is really what they're going for here. It's great fun. I'm actually enjoying it very much so.
Yeah, it reminds me of one of those like Hurricane comics. Remember Hurricane Annual? Yeah, and those good old English lads.
It's
it's
a Saturday morning. Yeah, it's a Saturday morning cinema. Movies.
Rogers,
it's your Flash Gordons, Buck Rogers.
But it looks good. I played it at EGX year before last.
I think they had a demo out for this a ways back. I seem to recall playing a demo, or maybe it was a beta. I don't know at the time, but I remember thinking I could see this being a lot of fun with a group of people.
I kind of think if you like Gears 4 or Gears 3, that Horde mode, the fun we had, I think that's those same people will love this in a group like that.
And there's puzzles that you have to complete as you go along to get into various areas, and things you have to find, and special traps that you have to switch in certain times in certain order. So it's
graphically
it's good. I'm glad. Yeah, it's a beautiful game, and I'm glad that I didn't pay the money for it, because I think without a without grouped together and that sort of group co-op, I don't think it stands up. There's some good boss battles, and
Let me ask you,
it's a good game.
Are there microtransactions by chance in this game? And I don't mean that in a
haven't
disparaging
seen
way.
any.
Because I always thought that the game struck me as a game that could have been like a free to play release, kind of similar to there's the game, what is it, Space Lord, that's out now, that's gone through some different changes. I forgot what its original name that it came out as, but it's like had a big update and it's now called Space Lord. But it was also kind of this co-op shooter game. But it's all free to play, and it's obviously hedging on transactions to make its money. So I always thought Strange Brigade was going to be that game, but it doesn't sound like it is. It just sounds like it's just straight up just co-op, Left 4 Dead style game
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wednesday night, 9:00. Let's make it a date. So we can get 4 people or 2 groups of 4. Let's do that, or 16 groups of 4. That's a lot. -5.
That's a lot. -5. All right, Phil. Let us transition to arguably one of the gems that has come out into Game Pass, as well as into, I think, Steam, as well as Windows. Again, Mutant Year Zero.
I love this game. I'm completely taken away with it. So it's based on a role-playing game, tabletop role-playing game, that doesn't deal so much in the 2 characters that you play as, or your initial 2 characters, which are a boar and a duck, a talking boar and a talking duck.
A mutant boar and a mutant duck.
So it's a post-apocalyptic world. You come across various artifacts from the past, whether it's an iPod or whether it's a toaster or whatever, various artifacts that no one understands, and you're trying to help a community called the Ark survive. It's turn-based, it's got free roam, it's lovely. And it's difficult.
So it's
really difficult.
Okay, so for me it looks like when I first looked at it I thought, this is XCOM, and then because I didn't really get on with XCOM, because that style of turn-based thing didn't really get me. So there is turn-based in it, but it seems like this isn't like an entry drug to XCOM, because there's actually free roam bits that you run around before you get into the turn-based stuff. That's right? Yeah.
Yeah, they actually do a brilliant job on the combat. Sorry, Phil, I don't mean to talk over you.
Go ahead.
No, so the way they handle exploration, it is very Diablo-like. It's isometric. You're wandering around. The game really emphasizes the use of stealth. You try to kind of keep away from enemies as much as possible and scout out their encampments before you take them on. And you can also use that to your advantage, because you can actually do stealth kills in the game, where you'll enter into combat, and if you kill them before they're able to alert anybody else, then it doesn't set off all the alarms and all hell doesn't break loose, and you can kind of continue being sneaky. And again, you're going through these environments in that isometric Diablo-like control, where you're pretty free to walk around. It will restrict you. It's not completely open world or anything to that nature. There are entry and exit points to all the different zones. And so once you get into combat, though, whenever you do go into combat, and you'll have options of actually, hunkering down and setting an ambush, or sometimes you might accidentally just walk into combat yourself, and in a sense, kind of the enemy gets the drop on you. But once that happens, it goes into turn-based combat. And as soon as the combat is over, it exits out of it, and you're then back in that kind of free roam Diablo-like control. So it feels really slick. And honestly, of all of the turn-based games, this reminds me a lot of, actually, Wasteland 2 is very similar to this. If you haven't played Wasteland 2, I would say it's very similar in that you're cruising around. Although in Wasteland 2, you always just kind of had your main character as you went on the kind of map to map, and then when you got into combat, you kind of saw your party. The one thing, my biggest knock on this game, well, there's really kind of two gripes. And one is a minor gripe, and it's a way they can make this game better. And the other is a bit of a bigger gripe. Right now, unlike XCOM is a game where when you lose characters that you've been building up, it hurts, it sucks, but there is a clear path in terms of how you can potentially replace that character, or the feeling of you can go forward and go on without that character. In this game, because at the moment I only have 3 squad members, the pig, the duck, and this young lady. If one of those die, there's nothing in the game that tells me I can go recruit somebody else. There's nothing in the game to make me feel like I can get my squad whole again. So instead of in XCOM, you kind of play with the mechanic and say, okay, I lost a guy, that sucks, but I'll try and build somebody back up and I'll push forward. Here, I find myself doing a lot of load saving.
Yes.
If a character dies, I'm just like, okay, fuck that. I'm going to load the game back up and try again.
I'm the same. I haven't actually, I've lost characters. I actually haven't continued to see what happens if I finish that level with losing a character, especially if it's been the duck or the pig.
Right.
And it is such a punishing game that my character is constantly running around at about half health. And to actually get enough, resources, so you pick up scrap and you pick up gun parts. Scrap you can use to buy things like health packs and grenades and things. Gun parts you can use to upgrade your weapons. But they're that scarce that, I can't afford to pick up enough health packs to bring my characters to full health anymore. Even when you go to the Ark, you'd expect if they go to your base, they get restored to full health. They don't.
Can you play it on noob level?
There is an easy level.
Hard, so.
Yeah, I'm playing it on hard as well. There is an easier level. I don't know how that impacts the game. Hopefully, it makes it easier.
The stream we're watching here, Greg, is on a PC. I see the mouse pointer whizzing around. Is it control okay with a controller?
Yeah. Yep. They utilize very much the same XCOM-like cover system. If you've played XCOM before on the console or even on PC, this is going to feel very familiar in the turn-based combat section. Then this will just be the one big negative for me, which is as I'm playing through the game, one of the things that is brilliant about XCOM, and XCOM 2 in particular, is that they randomize those maps. That when you play back through a mission, it won't be exactly the same. Enemies will be different, placements will be different, your starting position will be different. In this game, because it's a bit linear in its nature, the map doesn't change, and so if you're reloading in or starting back over, it's all very much set in stone, and so you're gonna quickly kind of learn.
Do you think?
And you
do you think
game the system a little bit?
I think I'm right about this is sort of a entry level thing into this style of game. Do you think it would be good that way for me?
I think you would enjoy this far more than you did at XCOM, because I think the pace of this is very different. It's I hate to say a faster pace, because it's actually, even when you're exploring, it's not terribly fast. But it is a more adventurous game than XCOM is. XCOM
quirky art style.
And the back and forth dialogue is really good. The writing is nice. So I would say yes, take a chance on it, Robin. You have nothing to lose.
Okay.
And for a game for a game that didn't have it hasn't had a huge budget. It's not a AAA title. It's it's one of these games where you'd say, okay, AA max. I don't know how long the game goes on for, but certainly the map that you can see looks relatively big, and it is taking quite a while to get through the various levels. It does have its downfalls. It is very punishing. I think you can level up the mutations on your character,
right?
But there isn't really any way to customize your characters apart from finding the various armor that you come across.
There are weapons. There are weapons.
Yep.
There's weapons that you can come across that you and actually, to Phil's point, so you can't really. Well, you can actually. I take it all back. You can go to the Ark. You can buy new weapons. You can buy attachments for the weapons.
Yeah.
So you can modify them in that regard. And you can sell some of your weapons. You can, the artifacts that you're collecting are going to give you basically money to spend on perks. So there is some customization to it, and visually, the customization actually still happens. Like the armor, you can get different helmets or hats, different chest armor pieces, and that's kind of the extent of the customization. Like right now, one of my characters is wearing a top hat. Another one has a little, like a poker player's, a dealer's little billfold, and not billfold,
visor.
Visor. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have one of them has a like a helicopter pilot helmet on. So there's cool stuff to be had, but it does feel slightly limited compared to, say, an XCOM, where there was a lot of choices of how you customize. That all said, it's a really good game, and especially if you like turn-based shooters, or curious, this might be a really good, as you mentioned, Robin, entry point to try and check it out.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Barbecue them with fucking whiskey. All right. Let us wrap things up with you, Kim. I saved the best game for last. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, yeah. Red Dead. There's not a lot to it, I guess. I'm still plugging along at it. Although, another funny story. I still have a bounty on my head. I still have $1 to my name. And I went into Strawberry thinking, all right, the bounty hunters are after me. Strawberry's where I shot the place up and where I got wanted. So surely if I go to Strawberry and try to turn myself in, they will let me turn myself in, go to jail, spend 3 days or whatever. Yeah, no.
No. You're wanted dead or alive, man. That's the last place you should be going.
But I went right, believe it or not, I went right into Strawberry and walked into the jail. The sheriff looked right at me. He's like, "Oh, you're here to pick up a bounty." No, I'm here to turn myself in. But apparently I can't do that. So yes, I might as well go make some money. Of course, now I've got bounty hunters on my ass, which I'm told, considering I haven't actually run into bounty hunters, but I'm told they'll pretty much shoot me right away and that'll be the end of it. Which, okay.
Yeah.
My question is, though, if they shoot me, will they take my money? Because I have like $40 on me now, and I really don't want that missing. So
when you die, you do lose a chunk of money. Like I died last night, I lost like $138. I was not happy about that.
Wow.
But I had, one of the other great things about this game is I shouldn't say great things about the game, but as you progress in the game, you're going to start coming across jobs that are going to pay you a lot more money. So suddenly you're going to be flush with cash. And so dying or paying off a bounty won't feel nearly as painful, but you got to get to that point.
Yeah.
And really it's chapter 3 that kind of gets you there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where you're at within the game, if you're just starting chapter 3 or you're still in chapter 2.
I just got done rescuing Dickhead from jail, so.
Oh, in Strawberry? Oh, so you're still in chapter 2. Yeah,
I'm
you've still got a ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
So once you get out of chapter 2, and it's a long chapter, but once you get out of that, you'll start to feel like money isn't as big an issue. I have been enjoying this game, and I'll keep away from spoilers, but there are characters within this game that over the period of the course of time in game, you see them transforming in different directions, and it has been actually really fun to watch that transformation, because certain characters you could just start to see changes happening, and you're like, That's interesting. Okay, now I see how this, because the other part of it is, we're always, or at least in my back of my mind, I'm always kind of tying this back into Red Dead Redemption 1.
Mm-hmm.
I know how that started.
Yeah.
I know how that game is, so it's kind of like, well, where does all of this kind of go to get me there?
Yeah.
And so I'm seeing some of that playing out, and it has been really interesting. And I hope the story writing and the character voice acting continues as strong as it has been, because the single player in this game is fantastic.
Agreed. My thing is, I'm already seeing with Dutch, I'm a little worried that, because he made the comment the other day, I come back to camp and he's like, Arthur, I can already see you're going to set me up or something to that extent. And I'm just looking at, or double cross me or some shit like that. I'm like, is Dutch a little crazy? Because, he said it like right out of the blue and I hadn't done anything. And he's like, Arthur, I can see where you're going to set me up. And I'm like, oh, interesting. I wonder. So, yeah, other than that, I still hate Micah. I still think he's a dip, and I've also heard from other people that he continues to screw up. So that gives me something to look forward to. So, and cost me more money.
People are being quite irresponsible. I know it has been out for a little while there, and there's no excuse not to go and finish this, but they're being quite irresponsible with some of their YouTube videos of the naming of them, and the finale of this and stuff. I hope some of the things I'm seeing are not true.
I don't know what you've been seeing. I've stayed
some
pretty
of the
clear of
some of the
spoilers.
subject matter accidentally when I was just looking, because for the last few weeks I've been using the same Red Dead video on YouTube for us, and I was searching for a new one tonight, and up popped a few things about oops. Yeah, so
yeah,
but I hear
I'm avoiding all that
because
because I don't want it spoiled. So
yeah, well, more and more people are finishing it.
There are still the occasional bugs. Again, riding along, I was kind of hauling ass through town, and of course, completely kind of got close to a guy. I didn't even run him over or anything, but I just got close to him, and suddenly he was like, "Hey," and somebody's like, "You've a witness is reporting your crime," and it's like disorderly conduct, and I'm like, "What the f? Disorderly conduct." Yep. And so then I'm trying to track down the witness to get to him, and I threaten him, but of course I threaten him too late. The cop's right there, and suddenly all hell breaks loose, and I'm, basically in this massive gunfight in this city, and it did not end well for me. The police in this game, because for early on it's the sheriff and the posse, but later in the game you get into some bigger cities where it's an actual police force, and it makes it way harder because they're every frickin' where. It's like trying to outrun them in the city, almost impossible. And so, still love it though. Still really enjoy this game.
Sarah in the chat is saying, she was chatting to Kim earlier, and she said she's glad she stopped wandering aimlessly, and she's focusing on side missions first, and then the main storyline. So. And I remember in the first Red Dead, I think that was the same as well. So you played really well, but there was still so much more to come back to after the main storyline was over. So, if you're a completionist and you want to do it all first time round, do everything. But I think this is the sort of game you could just straight line the story and then enjoy that so much and come back and do lots of the encounters and all that sort of stuff. So.
Yeah, I've been mainly doing story missions now, which they denote them in the game as yellow, and side missions are always kind of white. There is one side mission though I've elected to pursue whenever I see them popping up, and that has to do with a quasi love interest for Arthur, and so I won't say any more than that, but because again, some of these side missions, the content of them is as meaty as some of the main missions. And so this particular side mission, I think, really helps me understand Arthur better. Mm-hmm. And I've really enjoyed it. So, Red Dead Redemption 2, it's a great game.
Indeed.
All right. Well, I suppose we're done with what we've been playing because we've covered all the games I've been playing. So let's move on to Who Said It Best.
All right, now everybody get settled. Get away from the windows. Now look, good. It's time for the quiz. Yeah, you know what? Oh, too bad. Tough.
Ooh.
All right. So this is Nicole's got a little child of a quiz. So she's put this together. It's Who Said It Best is a game of quotes. The quotes mainly come from video games, but can come from other game-related sources, including but not limited to movies, graphic novels, fictional stories, and hardcore porn. Now, I'm going to read off a quote to you guys. I'm going to give you multiple choice questions, and of course, then you will give me your answer, and we will see who wins. And of course, winning is everything. Right now, Kim is in the lead in first place with 22 points. I am sadly a distant third, fourth, somewhere in there at 11 points. Robin, the cheating man he is now at 13 points.
Ooh, yeah.
Mark, who unfortunately is taking a little time away, is unfortunately also missing out on some quiz time. He is at 17 points. Phil, this is a moment you can make up a lot of ground today. Yes.
I know.
You're sitting at 5 points, just above.
Especially as you sent me the answers earlier.
Yes, absolutely. My goal is in the final 2 episodes of the year to get you past Kim to take the lead. You're just ahead of Gary, Mr. DeFelice, Mr. Toothache at 4 points, and nobody who cares about Rich, but Rich is at 2 points.
Poor Rich.
Yeah, poor Rich. He has more cats than he has points. That's scary. All right, here we go. Quiz 506. The contestants, I'm just going to read this out loud now because this has gotten funny. We have Kim, who likes it on top, Rob, who's not fussy where, and Phil, who doesn't cheat but will take it anywhere he can get it. And apparently Rob already out. Robin, you're already out with B. You're just starting the game off answering B. So whatever it is, Robin says B.
Yep.
Here we go. First question. Quote. First quote. You are here, and it's beautiful, and escaping isn't it always something bad?
Huh? What? Say it again.
Huh?
Yeah. Let me try and read this again. I'm reading this off my phone, so it's breaking the sentence up a little bit, so it makes it a little odd. So it says, "You are here, and it's beautiful, and escaping isn't it." I'm going to try this one more time. You are here.
Who would think that Greg has problems with reading things or saying things to his phone?
Reading is fundamental. You are here, and it's beautiful, and escaping isn't always something bad. You are here, and it's beautiful, and escaping isn't always something bad. Was that A,
Harvey Weinstein?
Lara from Tomb Raider? B, Princess Peach from Mario?
Come on, that was good, Greg.
C, Delilah from Firewatch? Or D, Harvey Weinstein? That was actually really good, Robin.
What were the answers, please?
All right. A, Lara from Tomb Raider. B, Princess Peach from Mario. Or C, Delilah from Firewatch.
Okay.
I need your answers in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, hold on, my thing is acting funny, so it's trying to connect.
Yeah,
I've heard
that's
that
what
before. My thing is acting funny.
Yeah, my thing is acting funny, yeah. God, come on. This is ridiculous.
What's that great game on the stream?
Just tell us, Kim.
Oh, there we go. We're back. All right.
Come on. Answer, please.
Yeah. All
right. A, B, C.
So we have an A, B, and a C. So one person is right for sure. I can tell you as of right now, it is not Phil because it was not Lara from Tomb Raider.
No, Phil. Sorry.
Hobbs.
Yeah. And I will say this: if I was a Peach, I'd be wrong. Because it's Delilah from Firewatch.
Yes.
For God's sake, God damn it. It's Nicole in Firewatch again.
I love that game.
Yeah, it's Nicole.
And Kim, by the way, my thing is acting up. That
yeah,
was
my Google search
Right.
No,
my
it
Google
wasn't
search is
that.
acting up.
Yeah, we are caught.
Oh, come on.
Caught with your hat
All
down,
right.
topless person.
Here we go. Quote number 2. You can't undo what you've already done, but you can face up to it. You can't undo what you've already done, but you can face up to it. Was it A, Heather Mason from Silent Hill? B, Frank Coleridge from Silent Hill? Or C, Harry Mason from Silent Hill?
I was like, Harry? It's like Harry bloke.
Harry Mason, Frank Coleridge, or Heather Mason. So A, Heather Mason, B, Frank Coleridge, or Coleridge, I guess it would be Coleridge, or C, Harry Mason. I need your answers in 3, 2, 1.
No
I
idea.
know this is a total guess from everybody.
No.
All right. We have 2 A's and 1 B. I can safely say that somebody is correct because it was not C.
Well.
So that means...
Oh. Such a tease.
Yeah. But I'll tell you right now, if I was going to bob for some apples, Robin,
yes,
got it right.
Yes,
Frank Coleridge. Yep. Silent Hill. Nice guess, Robin.
Yeah,
didn't even move your cursor.
No, it didn't. No, it just keep it on B.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, and
oh dear, way out.
Cindy.
This last one is priceless.
Oh boy.
All right, who said it best? It's a me, Mario. Is it A?
Oh, I know this one.
Mario Auditore from Assassin's Creed 2, B, Mario from Mario Sunshine, or C, both A and B? So, was it A, Mario Auditore from Assassin's Creed 2? Was it B, Mario from Mario Sunshine? Or did both of them say it with answer C?
See, that could be tricky, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could.
Yeah. That's why I started laughing when I saw this. I was like, holy crap, this is genius. All right, I need your answers in 3, 2.
So the first one is Assassin's Creed, second one is Sunshine, or both
Google
of them.
search, because we can't see Robin, fucker.
Okay. That's a good point. Damn it. Why didn't I think of that?
Answers 3, 2, 1.
I don't know.
Hold on. Damn it. Okay.
All right. We have 2 C's and an A.
Definitely happened in Assassin's Creed. The Sunshine thing.
Definitely, yeah.
So
I love Sunshine.
There is a correct and incorrect response within our groups here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
Because it was not only Mario and Mario Sunshine who said it. So it was either only Mario Auditore from Assassin's Creed 2, or it was both of them.
Okay.
The right answer is only the one.
Yes,
Mario Auditore from Assassin's Creed 2.
Yes. That means Mark, I'm knocking on your door with 1 week to go.
So Robin gets 2 points.
Oh, yeah.
And who got the second one?
Kim.
There you go. Kim got the first one. Sorry, Kim got the first one.
Yeah, I got the first one.
Robin got the next 2.
I got nothing.
Yeah, and according to Nicole, Mario doesn't say it in Sunshine, only in Super Mario 64, and is a special unlock. So he does say it, but just not in that game.
And I think she's right, because I played Sunshine before.
Tricky. All right, that is Who Said It Best. Fantastic. Thanks again, Nicole, for putting that together. Let's dive into some news. Get this rolling.
Here is the fucking news.
All right, on a week that I thought there was not going to be any news, there was actually quite a bit of stuff that came out. So I'm going to roll through this news. If anybody wants to stop and talk about certain things, let me know. Otherwise, we'll just kind of keep plodding along because we are getting a little long in the tooth. Konami announced a free-to-play version of their soccer sim PES 2019. Konami announced that it would be releasing PES 2019 Lite, a stripped-down version, basically the free-to-play version of the soccer simulator for Xbox One, PC, and PS4. The focus of the Lite title is My Club, a game mode that allows players to assemble super squads of their favorite footballers, past and present. The mode includes an optional in-app purchases, which may be how, obviously, well, it's not even how, it's obvious that's how Konami plans to make their money back with the free-to-play version. But in addition to the My Club, it will also include the ability to play offline exhibition matches and play through a skill training exercise. A mode called PES League, which allows players to take part in a 3-versus-3 co-op matches and participate in a time-limited tournament, is also available for the Lite players. So this is pretty interesting, kind of a bold move. A free-to-play version of, PES. It's a pretty popular soccer game right now in the world of sports simulators. FIFA obviously is the big one, but I know PES has always been kind of nipping at its heels.
Am I correct to say PES just appeared in Game Pass as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
You are correct. You are correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Football. Very good.
Football. There you go. Hey, if you are thinking you want to buy one of those retro NES and SNES consoles and thought, well, I'll just get it when the next go round, or they'll make more. Not so fast. Apparently, according to a chat with Hollywood Reporter, Reggie Fils-Aimé warned that the NES Classic and SNES Classic will sell through the Americas through the holiday, but will be gone once they sell out. So they are not planning on making any more. So it is indeed a limited time piece of hardware.
Well, and I have two SNESes, the mini SNESes, one with the RetroPie and one with the standard. I don't have an S. So if anyone wants to swap, if they have an S with a SNES mini, I will quite happily do it. So, get in touch with me. I would like a little NES. And I'll swap it for a SNES. Okay? There you go.
I got you.
At Bongo the Scene.
All right, next piece of news. Epic giving developers the Fortnite cross-platform toolkit for free. So basically, starting in 2019, Epic will make its cross-platform SDK, the same tech that allows the Battle Royale action across the PC platform and consoles, as well as mobile. They're basically giving that away for free. Features include the ability to run parties, matchmaking, voice chat, and more across PC, Mac, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android. The cross-platform toolkit also works with Epic's own Unreal Engine and rival Unity software. They said and basically there's a quote from the company, through 2019 we'll be launching a large set of cross-platform game services originally built for Fortnite and battle-tested with 200 million players across 7 platforms, reads the announcement. These services will be free for all developers and will be open to all engines, all platforms, and all stores. As a developer, you're free to choose, mix, and match solutions from Epic and others as you wish. That's a pretty bold move. Epic clearly this is a long play move. I think Epic is trying to ingrain their tech in platforms and games, and this is a smart way of doing it. Hey, if you want to make your game cross-platform, here's the SDK for it. Go ahead and use it. It's our tech. We're going to give it to you for free. It just builds that relationship with those developers, and then down the road they can introduce new toolkits, new components to this that might be paid for, and say, well, hey, you already have the SDK for this. Now you just need this little add-on. It only costs you this much. I don't know that that's how they're going to do this, by the way. That's just kind of my thinking of it.
Well, it's for Game of the Year, it's deserving.
Well, but this is so much more than just the Fortnite, though. That's the big thing. This is, you really have to take in the scope of this. They're saying this will work with any engine. So it's not just the Unreal Engine. Unity, which is their biggest rival, you can use this with Unity. Make your game cross-platform using this SDK. It also kind of is big from the standpoint of, we want cross-platform. A lot of companies talk about wanting to get cross-platform, but they don't really have the tool set to do it. They don't know how to do it. This is Epic basically giving them the keys to that kingdom and saying, here, make your game cross-platform. You want to play, you want to be able to play, Nintendo Switch with Xbox with PlayStation 4 players. Here's the toolkit to do it. We're not going to charge you anything for it. Obviously there's something to this. There's going to be some kind of way for them to eventually recoup, and that's why I think there's going to be some additional kind of long-term aspect to this. But for now, this is a bold move, and Epic is making a bunch of bold moves right now that are all very long-term play. They're not short-term gain. They're about making and getting developers on their side.
Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. Fair play to them. It's been well supported. My kids still love it. I've been watching a little bit of it, and it is the skill levels are good with these guys that are getting on the end battles, and it is. But I still won't be playing it. But yeah, it's a generational thing, I think now. So tough day.
Well, speaking of getting developers on your side, Discord. The app of the future, as we've been told many times. They of course have announced that they have they have their store, which is direct competition to Steam and now Epic Game Store. They are now offering up to 90% revenue split.
Yeah. What is this?
Favoring developers in 2019. So basically, just kind of reading through this story that came out on Game Informer. When games are published on Steam, a developer gets 70% of the revenue, and the others are 30%. Epic made headlines this past couple weeks, basically 2 weeks back, saying, beginning of the month, they're offering developers 88% of the revenue of games published on their new Epic Game Store. Well, basically, Discord did a one-up on that and said, hey, starting today, 90% of the revenue from games sold on the platform will go towards the developer.
Bongo stores opening tomorrow morning. 92% of the revenue goes to you guys. No problem. It's like hey, I've got a great idea for an exercise video with the 10-minute abs. Oh, I've got an even better idea. 5-minute abs. Yeah. It's a bit like that. But not all. I mean, Steam still have such a strong foothold there. Maybe they're going to lose some stuff, but I can't imagine all of these stores getting. I mean, I'm sure that you have to contract to be on one store, not on lots of stores.
Well, I'm sure it's releasing first, or some exclusivity stuff that applies to this. But yes, so
Steam needs a bit of a kick up the ass because it's not very well created. It's a bit messy. To try and go on there and find something new that's decent, it's difficult. It is very nerdy. It's not very user friendly. It is Steam. We've all got used to it, but it's not. If it's a new person looking at it, it is very complicated. No.
Well, this definitely is the kick in the butt that we're hoping Steam would get. In that competition is a good thing, and this again is bearing out that fruit. Because who knows? Maybe 2 weeks ago, Discord was going to give 88% of the revenue to developers, and then suddenly Epic came out with that. So they're like, oh, wait, 90%. But people keep talking about Steam and how, Steam's still huge, and then I don't think they're going to lose that much share. Again, this is a long play move. They're not courting gamers with this move, and I think that's an important thing. We really need to just make a distinguishing mark here. This is not something that's being passed along to gamers. This is something going directly to developers saying, hey, all those hard-earned dollars that you're trying to make, we're going to give you more of those dollars by coming to us first. And that is going to see a shift. Because if a developer says, hey, we can make more money on Epic and eventually still release on Steam down the road, we'll release on Epic first. We'll release on Discord first. We'll take the small hit we might get up front to make more money. And what you're going to end up seeing, if that does continue to happen, is gamers are going to shift because gamers are going to go where the games are.
Yep.
And if Fortnite were to, Fortnite 2 released on Epic Store first, hint, hey, Fortnite 2 on Epic Store first, where do you think people are going to go? They're not going to go to Steam. They're going to go to Epic, Epic Store. So this is pretty interesting stuff, and it's great to see competition finally hitting the PC side of things because for the longest time, Steam has just stood unopposed. And I've long said, I'm not a fan of Steam. I think Valve has been tremendously greedy in the fact that they have taken this 30% cut for really not doing a whole hell of a lot for the services that they offered up. It wasn't up until, kind of more recently that they really created kind of more of a community feel with Steam. For the longest time, it was just a marketplace. It was a storefront. Mm-hmm. And you still had to figure out how you did your own voice chat. You still had to, get external voice chat services. And in a sense, that's still the case. So, good to see this happening.
Yeah, good.
More goodness. Hey, Robin, Subnautica. Have you ever played Subnautica? I know Phil and I have.
I played some trial of it. Yeah. But again, too many games. But yeah, it's free, isn't it? Free. Free on Epic until
now,
December
Phil,
27th.
Phil, you've probably played the most of Subnautica out of all of us.
Yeah, I spent quite a lot of time on it on the preview version on Xbox, and it's just gone to version 1.0 earlier this month on Xbox. So I haven't played it for a while. There've been other things that have been going on, but I'd be interested to go back to it and see if there's been improvements or any of the glitches, the occasional glitches have been ironed out.
Now,
it's a good game.
Phil, do you know, is it free on PC only, or is that Xbox as well? Do you know?
It's from the Epic Game Store, so it's just for PC.
Just for PC.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Charlie's been playing it, so he's having a bit of fun with it. He's taking advantage of this. So.
Yeah, I sank quite a few hours into it.
Haha, boom.
Yeah.
Oh,
nicely played. All right. A game I know I'm looking forward to. I don't know, Kim, if you're looking forward to Metro Exodus or not. But the good news is you just might be able to play it a little bit early, in like a week earlier. Apparently, it was going to be February 22nd, where every other game in February was launching. And now suddenly it's February 15th, where now apparently every other game is launching. Metro Exodus is now February 15th.
Yeah, it's not often that happens,
The funniest part about this, everybody like at E3 announced all of their games in February were coming up February 22nd. It was Crackdown 3, it was Anthem, it was Metro Exodus, it was Dead or Alive 6, it was Far Cry New Dawn. Far Cry New Dawn hadn't been announced yet. But now everything except for Anthem is moved to February 15th. I'm excited for this game. It looks fantastic. Everything I've seen from it still looks really good. I liked the previous Metro games, so I'm cautiously optimistic for this. But that's going to be a tough month.
Indeed. I'll also be playing Red Dead 2. So
yeah, probably. And the last one, Robin, I believe you posted this story, so I'm going to let you talk about this because I really don't have any...
I love this. This is an Easter egg in Just Cause 4 that has been found. And if you're an 80s fan of Aha and that fantastic video of Take On Me, there's a certain staircase that you go down. I'm showing it on the stream right now. And you turn into that cartoony line drawing style mixed with the graphics of the Just Cause game. And the music starts to play, and that's kind of cool to me. It's a nice little reference, nice little Easter egg that's there. So check that out.
Now,
Aha, Just Cause 4.
Robin, did you actually transition the screen? Because on the stream, all I'm seeing is us talking.
Right?
Okay. Sorry. I was enjoying it. Just bring it back to where it starts. There you go. Okay, so there it is now. And there he just goes down the staircase, and you can see the Take On Me sort of world. And ding, there it goes, and the music starts to play, and away you go. So
very cool.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, there it is.
That's nice. That's some late 40s, early 50s guys that are in that development team. No.
I like when you get those kind of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
All right. Let us shift gears. We are definitely long in the tooth, so let's start trying to wrap this up. We know Wednesday we're going to be looking to potentially do some Strange Brigade co-op. Is that the plan?
Oh, I'd say so. Yeah.
All right.
Do we have a speak pipe?
I think we might have a speak pipe.
Hello,
Mark.
fellow podcast family.
No, I thought we had, but we don't.
He's gonna
Mark.
hate us forever.
So sorry. We love you, Mark. We love you. We love you.
We really do.
He's
I
going
swear.
to send us all packages of powdery white substances.
More hate mail. Love you, Mark.
Anyway, so yes, Wednesday, we're going to get Robin is going to round up people for Strange Brigade for some fun there. So if you are on the Xbox platform, you have Strange Brigade, go for it. Check it out. Get in touch with him. If you see Phil, talk Phil into doing it as well. All right. Let's see here. New releases. Kim, this is a massive list. I don't think I've ever seen such a long list of new releases.
I know, it's a doozy, isn't it?
Do you need a cup of water? Do you need you okay?
I might need I might need a drink. Our new releases for this week are Firewatch on the Switch, and that'll be out December 17th. So that's our new releases.
Oh my goodness.
Which scored me a point in the quiz, so yay Firewatch. So anyway.
All right. Let's get out from here. Well, I should say one last thing on the Playdates front. Nicole is desperately looking for more people to join Against the World in Rise of Civilization. So find OC Podcast Alliance, join, and take on the Russian Empire, the German Empire, the Mongolians, the Filipinos, the Indians. I mean, really, it's Nicole. It is. It's Nicole against the world.
It really is.
All right. Victories achieved. This is a contest that is quickly wrapping up, folks. It ends at the end of this month. End of December, it will be done. This is a contest where all we ask is if you beat a game, take a selfie with the game in the background, picture of your face or partial face. Doesn't have to be your whole face, just your face, not some other body part. Get that in the background. Send it off to us at OC_podcast on Twitter and include the hashtag victory achieved. And you're going to get entered into a contest to potentially win $20. $20 in PSN, Xbox Live, or Steam Bucks. You could even win it in the funny money known as pound sterling. 15 pound sterling gift cards. You're welcome, Robin and Phil. We don't do Nintendo, though. We refuse to do Nintendo, so it must be PSN, Xbox Live, or Steam. Okay, we might do Nintendo. Here we go. Updated. These people have finished these games. Colonel Cars finished God of War. Danak TQ finished Red Dead Redemption 2. The legit Chinny finished Red Dead Redemption 2. Love that. And John Mouse finished Hue. Don't know Hue.
You all have a victories achieved. Victories achieved. Victories achieved.
Thank you very much. Love it.
I like the mix. There you go. That is what you get for now, but you just might have won $20. Just saying. All right. We're going to wrap this show up. Look, if you are listening to this right now, feel free to come back. 9 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. in the West Coast, 4 p.m. in the East Coast, 6 p.m. on Easter Island, 7 a.m. in Australia, also 3 p.m. Central Time. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Join us on twitch.tv/OC Podcast, mixer.com/OC Podcast, and youtube.com/OC Podcast. That's where we're at live. If you can't join us live, look, it happens. We know. That's why we put forward an audio-only version. Come onto iTunes. You can listen to it, download it to your favorite iPod, your phone. Listen to it at the gym. Listen to it in the bathroom. We don't really care where you listen to it. Just listen.
Or you can do it like Richard Natras in the bath while eating pizza.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sexy time.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, listen to it, and if you enjoyed what you listened to, by all means, give us a review. We do appreciate those. If you are looking for people to game with, we have these things called clubs. Apparently, we've got a gazillion of them, but they are great places to meet other people that like to play games, and we kind of corral them all into these things. So on the Xbox, we have the Xbox Podcast Club. On the PlayStation 4, we have the OC Podcast community. On the group, on Steam, we have the OC Podcast group. And on Discord, we have the OC Podcast server. So really, you have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Go join a club, find us. We'll help you find other people. And together, we will game happily ever after. And with that news, I think we should play this.
You like us, we like you. See where I'm going with this? Follow us on Twitter at OC_podcast. Check us out on Facebook, fb.ocpod.com, or email us, podcast@ocpod.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Cool. All right, Kim. Final shout-outs.
Is this like the final countdown?
Final countdown. Twitch users, shatters, let's give some love.
All right, well, for our shatters, I have a list. So we have Banana Nanan, RCGC, Skinny Seahorse, Commander Root, Matt Mon Gaming, Positivity Bot, and Tide. And I'm sure there were some others, but I couldn't see them because I'm going like this to the screen. I think one of them was Black Thunder because they popped up on the chat on the screen, but they did pop up in the chat box.
Yeah.
Oh, Mixer.
So yes, shout out to you guys too, even though I can't name you off. Thanks for showing up. Shout out to you guys because it's always fun. And I guess that's it. There's not much else going on. Shout out to Mother Nature for not dropping a shit ton of snow on me yet. So there's that. And I guess that's about it. How about you, Phil?
Shout out to you guys. Obviously, shout out to Mark and Jenny. Thinking of them. Shout out to Mr. Webster as well. Hopefully he'll have some good news soon.
Yep.
He's hoping. And it's almost Christmas.
Shut up, Gregor.
It's almost Christmas. It'll be over in 30 seconds. Just like many other things. And he'll be waiting for next year again, just like other things. Over to you, Greg.
I'm going to pass it over to Robin real fast. Robin?
Yeah, that's me. Mark, unbelievable amount of stress. You have a big week this week, and I hope everything goes really, really well with yourself and Jenny. So we are thinking about you as a large group. We cuddle and cuddle and think about cuddling you, and you're our guy in the middle. It's just so cuddly, and we miss you, Mark. And you're losing the quiz. Anyway, we want you to get back here quickly because we miss you. We do. And I'm sure you'll come back and play your speak pipe. You can do that. Anyway, happy birthday to Charlie. I'm sure we haven't discussed this, but looks like we'll maybe take that Christmas break and do one more show next week. So the Christmassy show next week probably is it, and then we maybe a break over Christmas, New Year. Or one week. We'll allow us 1 week in a year. So that's it. And thanks for the show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for everybody, the shatters. I think everything has went so far extremely well, and it's been a good fun show. So thanks, Greg. You're gorgeous.
Oh no, thank you, Robin. You're a beautiful man.
I know.
I am. Not quite as beautiful as Phil. Phil has been looking dapper all night long.
Thank you, but not quite as beautiful as Kim.
Exactly.
Thank
Kim
you.
takes the cake. Absolutely. Hey, very much appreciate all three of you. It was a fun show. Always is. As Robin noted, in terms of our schedule for this year, we'll take the show after the Christmas week leading into New Year's. That'll be our time off. So if you're looking for us then, hey, we needed at least 1 week out of the year. Mark, Jenny, feel better? Mark did send me a message, Robin. He said you guys had one thing to do, play my damn voice, my speak pipe, and you couldn't do that again. He is disowning us. He told me that he's putting us up for sale. Yeah. Yes, Rich, good luck. Four Cats is a lot.
Family.
Stop it.
Don't tease us. Don't tease us. Yes, as I was saying, Rich, 4 Cats is a lot. Maybe just keep it at 3. Just saying.
Shut up. Such an asshole.
I know. I am. I fully admit it. Anyway, hey, everybody, thank you again for listening. We really do appreciate you guys taking part of your day to listen to us go on and on and on. Come back, though, because it's just going to be just as bad as it was this week. It will never get any better. Thank you again for listening. Have a great week, and we're done.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast. See you same time next week.